Right.
And that's when
Yeah.
I sold some puts because there was a little bit of panic there, and I knew it would go back up,
Mhm.
and it did because of
Yeah,
Tesla.
I see. Right. I think probably some of that was probably well, it was market weakness this morning, of course, and then a little bit of the news with Elon dropping out on Trump. But you see how it always rebounds. So
Yeah,
I mean, Tesla.
I love those. Right, right. It's a good company, and I don't worry about these little news events. In fact, they create volatility
Exactly.
that helps me to sell these puts.
Well, it helped you definitely get the edge in on your entries, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, yeah, that was a nice little entry point right there, and so you're making money right now, so that's
Right.
good.
Yeah. You can do this
All right.
every Friday morning. Just make sure it's out of the money and be real careful with it. Don't put huge amounts of money into it.
Oh no. Thanks, David.
Yep.
All right. Let's take a look at the internals a little bit. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that sell off this morning. If you look at the VIX here, you can see how the VIX it went up like that. Those were the sell offs this morning. And as you see the VIX going down, as you start to see the market start to rally, you see these up here, they're holding up. Now, starting to go up a little bit, but I think we're going to pretty much have an overall bullish day. It's all right. It's not nothing significant, but it's cool. What else you guys got on your radars? I think we lost Mark here, but I know he's on 4G right now, so probably get him back in here. You see that Amazon tag the 1,000? David,
What's up? Sorry, I'm
can
also
you?
tweeting at the same time. I'm multitasking.
Oh, so that's a must.
What am I looking at? Amazon? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it clear its objective.
That's another one that yep, every Friday morning, or if you don't mind a little bit more risk, Thursday before the close, if you don't mind some overnight risk, you can sell out of the money puts on Amazon, Google, Tesla, Chick-fil-A, more expensive stocks.
Yeah.
And again, small positions, you only do a few contracts. But these are stocks that have a tendency to go up. Even if they go down during the day, they always seem to recover.
Okay.
You never do
I'm
this on
marking.
companies that are questionable in any way, shape, or form,
Right.
like Sears. You would never do that on Sears.
Sears. Like, are they even still around nowadays? It's like Sears. I forgot they existed.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So that's why I would never sell puts on Sears. Like you look today, Sears is down considerably, and you only do this on blue chip companies.
Right. I was like, what's the ticket for Sears?
SHLD.
Got it. Oh, yeah.
Now, if you wanted a short Sears, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah. When you would do the stocks on this, are so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No need
That's
even trade
actually
options on
very
that.
short.
What was that?
You could definitely short that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I'll say on the stock side. It's clearly bearish, of course. Um, it's bearish all over. On the weekly, you can't clear the 49. Every time it rallies up, it's going to get pushed back down right there. That's a good, short spot. Even on the daily, same thing. Yeah. Yeah. No love for that one.
Right.
What else? Let's take a look at the Russell. They're doing good there. Hmm. 38, 140. Huh. I kind of like the way the Russell is forming up here. But they're kind of weak though. The ETF is doing pretty straight. Wait. Okay, we got Jermaine in the building. What's good, Jermaine? I think he had to disconnect his. Yeah, Jermaine, we this is conference style, so you guys can talk, or and then we just discovered we can do video as well, so you guys can do video as well. Up to your discretion. Or you can keep it simple and chat in the queue. Oh man.
Yeah. Another good one is Priceline.
Oh yeah. Priceline. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Priceline.
that's another one I sell puts on every Friday. If there's any down movement, PCL, yeah, if PCLN, if it goes down at all, I sell puts on it because it's very but it's like a gigantic beast that never moves. And so if you sell puts on it, you win because it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, the movement on the joints be crazy on this one though. Um, how many days are you going
It
out
can, but
when you sell your puts? How many days are you going out?
I like to sell them either Thursday right before the close and let it expire in a day, or even Friday morning and let it expire that day.
Okay.
Amazingly, there are
Okay.
plenty of people who will buy. There are lots of people out there who will buy way out of the money puts expiring in less than 24 hours.
Right. So you get into it
And
right
I don't know
before the
what they're
close on
thinking. I
Thursday.
guess they're hoping for a lottery ticket. Yeah, yeah, right before the close on Thursday. You There is overnight risk, but again, Priceline's not going to move a lot overnight. Um, these are very safe stocks, good companies.
Yeah, I mean, you see, $7 a movement on, this beast, it's not, it's not bad. But it's when you're looking at the
Seven
31s and the
dollars,
47s.
right?
The
Yeah,
price
I
line can get
go.
away.
Yeah, I'm out there. Let's say, right. Yeah, a $7 movement on a $1,900 stock is like nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty good strategy. What kind of deltas are you looking at on those? Like, do you have like an idea range of deltas that you're
Again,
looking
I
at on
like
them?
to have,
Or you going for the
yeah,
probability?
0.20, or since it's a put, I like negative 0.20 delta or less.
Okay.
Like negative 0.15, negative 0.20, something like that. Those are the
Right.
ones to sell, and that way I can sleep at night knowing that it's very unlikely to go in the money.
Right. You're getting at least 80% chance of
Right.
it being in your favor, right?
You don't make a ton of money
Cool.
off of it, but it's just free money just sitting there.
Why not? And they're expiring worthless too, so you keep holding on to the commissions too, right?
Yeah, you got to take commissions into account. Hopefully you have a low cost broker like Options House or Trade King or one of those. That's only $5 a trade. And you're pretty much going to have to save on commissions by letting it expire worthless, but that's only 24 hours away anyway.
Right. Nice. All right. What else we got? We got Jermaine. Yo, Jermaine, can you hear me? I think he just dropped out. Or maybe he's resetting. Something's going on with the system. We still got Mark in here. Mark, you still here? I know he's working.
Yeah,
I know me is working. Okay. Yeah. Anything jumping out at anybody else? Let me see. Let's just look at the big boys. What's going on with Apple here? All right, so clear that, but it's still got that 618. Normally, man, like you see a good setup, and you normally can identify it like a couple of seconds, really. So normally, when you got to really think about it, probably not a good setup. See, Microsoft. And then it's a little difficult at these times with these stocks being so extended too, man. Kind of like, been a little more conservative nowadays because of the extension of the stocks. We got Microsoft that's running right now. It's not much movement in it right now, though. But all right, Momo. Oh yeah, and Mark. I mean, have you ever you got the EMA set up, right? You got the moving average set up, right?
Yeah, I've got it set up. Can you hear
You
me?
got that? Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the moving average setup,
Okay, good.
man, take a look at it on the 30-minute chart. It behaves so it was very accurate on a 30-minute chart, and I really like it on that. And you can see, clearly, the 49 how these stocks. I mean, how the movement can't, push up past this.
Right.
This type of stuff that we look at, right? And so, that's
Yeah. I've been actually
that's good.
using that on the 30 and the 5-minute, a couple paper trades to see how well it plays off.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, using that along with the Fibonacci, it's good because sometimes the Fibonacci might not catch it, but it's like either one of them will catch it, man. It's either the moving averages or the Fibonacci. So, always good reference points.
I've also discovered that
But
chart of Fibonacci that I can almost get the same results on the 30-minute chart that I get in the daily.
you said what? Say that again.
I said when I do the charts, when I do the Fibonacci, I almost get the same results on the 30-minute chart that I get on the daily.
Oh yeah. Well, because you basically want to run it on the daily, and then just come in on the 30 minutes, and you'll see it there. Like it's pretty accurate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was. I called Momo out, I think earlier this week, but it's still shaping up for me. Let's just go back there. Yeah, it's right there. It sits at the bottom right there, so it's already got its floor. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting for it. Got the MACD starting to cross up, and then it's in the oversold territory down here. And so this little short squeeze There's a short squeeze right here. It's probably exhausted right now. So we should start to see it to go up more, the momentum. So, but let me see, on a 30-minute, here we go again. Let's look at that Momo here. I mean, keep in mind, this is a major resistance up ahead right here at $40. So the EMA is right along with the Fibonacci. So that's a major line of resistance if it can even clear the 49. So first it's got to clear this 49 for me to even get involved in it. But this would be a good area to catch it. But again, as you see how it struggles with this 49. So that's kind of what I'm looking for it to clear. And so I see it clear that. Then, it's a good entry point. Once I can see it clear the 49. But just keep in mind, that resistance right there. It's gonna it's gonna actually stall right there when it get there. But it's a nice bottom though. So what else? GGP? What's GGP? All right, this is one that you were looking at, Mark? The GGP?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how you feel about this chart.
GGP. I'm not familiar with that one actually.
Yeah, I think Mark had pointed this one out.
Yeah, I charted it. Let me see. Let me look up other sheet. Hang on one second. Yeah, it was in the squeeze. Let's see. Yeah, actually, this morning, man.
Yeah, we don't have no premium in it though.
Blew out the doors.
I don't like the look of that chart.
Yeah, it don't have any premium on it either, Mark. Like when you go to the trade tab, you could just just look right at the money. You can the money that's there, So they got some plays in there, but there's no real money there, Even on the side here, 30 cents. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this one definitely can't clear 49. Oh yeah. I mean, you can see how it reacts with this 49. That's why I say those EMAs, and this is on a daily. Like this is just, anytime it's under this 200, I mean, that's straight bearish anyway. But then it can't clear the 49. Just keep stalling right there. So anytime you see it, I mean, you can just, short it right there.
Right. With some short plays for this guy.
It's just so much you can do with this stuff, man. It's crazy. What else we got here? Amazon still holding up. Lulu good. FedEx is beautiful, man. Like that was good. Google. What's going on with Google? Why are they not tagging in line? Amazon hit its targets. Let's see. But Google just going sideways right now.
Not much you can do with Google, I don't think, right now.
It's so extended, man. And then, it's the thing, like, do I want to carry that over the weekend? No. I don't actually. And Mark, this is what I talk about being extended. Like, if you got your RSI, I mean, you can see this stuff, these signs here. And this is the Ray ain't fire, but this is pretty much the same thing. Anytime it's, over that, then that's, it's the overbought territory. The overbought territory is just like suspended. Okay. So that's anything that's over this, you know what I mean? It's suspended. And so, what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much the whole market, man. The whole market is extended. It's like in the clouds right now. And so the issue with that is that the rewards to the upside, I mean, the punishment to the downside outweighs the reward to the upsides. Like, You know, we can't call the tops and call the bottom. I think David said it in one of his interviews. Um, yeah, it's just you can't really call it right now. It's like we're in a zone that's it's a little more harder to navigate right now because it keeps on pushing through these tops that it shouldn't be. Like we need a pullback, but we haven't got that real pullback. And so it's like that's why I talk about being conservative. That's why I'm, you know, mostly doing spreads, just because it's just it's kind of eerie right now. But yeah. So anytime you see the stocks,
You
it's
just
like
have to
extended.
pick individual stocks now. That's all you can do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty much. Just understand the territory that you're in. Like when it's an extended like that, you know, we already knew. You know, this is psychological level for this one anyway. 1,000. So it's got to be this objective, which still hasn't quite done it, but it's still trying, and the chart is still clearly bullish. So still think that it's going to hit it, but you know, is that something I want to play with? No. Now, it would have been ideal to get, you know, to get back into them, you know what I'm saying, right here. That would have been awesome. So it's nothing that I want to do on that one.
So
What was that?
That 960, it was already extended.
Right, exactly. It's been extended for like forever. So, you know, the bigger the taller, the harder they fall. So yeah, keep that in mind. Facebook, not bad. Let's see. So it's clear to 618. So let me just get back in here. It's kind of just going sideways right now, actually. It's going sideways. We got a little 30-minute squeeze, but I don't really think it's gonna muster up to anything when it fires up. Got a call here. But probably what I would do is, because right now we've kind of headed to like the lunch hour, so really not too much popping right now. And probably around like 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock is when I'll be looking into making some entries right now and just assessing the markets, man. I don't see any good entry points. The NASDAQ is getting stronger though, so it's building more strength. And it's lifting everything else. It's pretty much, you know, Amazon, FedEx is pulling that up. Yeah. But I might, let me see, I like, Facebook is still headed towards extended area, but I still like the chart. But it's got a little divergence in this MACD. Any precious metals? No, not any precious metals. But again, you know, those metals, man, they correlate. So, you know, market's strong, metals gonna be weak. Metal strong, markets are weak. It's a good hedge, you know, like good, you know, I guess you could say good hedging. What else? Let me just go down the list and see what we got. I've been taking a look at Netflix today. And Mark, you see how all these stocks be so extended? Like you pull them up, they're all extended, right?
Yeah, very difficult to chart them when they're like that. You just don't know if they're going to come down or dip.
Right. But it's like, do you want to play at these highs? You know what I mean? So that's, you know, that's the kind of judgment that you want to be looking to making when you know, enter something. Like, well, this stock looks awesome, it's doing good, but you know, if you don't know where the tops are, you can be getting hurt.
Exactly.
Even this little short little squeeze fire is not even producing anything here on the 30 minutes, so that's not even. I don't like that one. What else? Let me see. Home Depot. All right, David. Here we go. Home Depot. I like the daily actually. If you look at the, let me just
Let's
take
see.
this off. Let's see. Yeah, if you're just looking at
That's a
the
nice looking
49
dip.
EMA, and you see, yeah, you see this, you know, support. So we got a clear support level, right? And then if you see the EMAs, the EMA is starting to curve back up. You can kind of see it starting to dip up. Once it crosses over that, crosses back over this one, which is I got this the 20. Okay, yeah. It crosses over the 20, and we back in there.
The
And the
market has been,
squeeze,
yeah, the market has been beating up on retail, but I don't think the market is going to beat up Home Depot like it has done with other retail.
right? Oh, retail's been getting ass kicked. Um, yeah, so I like the dip there, but here we go right here. Now you see how it's behaving to that 200 right there. Boom. So I mean, we can already identify, you know, just the resistance up ahead. But if you can clear that, then that's good. But I do like it on a daily, so maybe something that I'm definitely keeping it on the watch list. I'm looking at what else we got. Salesforce. Things in like chop shows right now. They're just so choppy, man. Nothing clearly standing out. Take a look at Snap. It's above the 618, but it's getting crushed under that 49. But it's still a new chart, so I just don't know how he's really going to behave. They're starting to hold up pretty decent, though, but I don't like it. Let's take a look at steel. There you go, right there, David. That bottom on steel, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, man. You want to look at the volatility, like once you find a nice setup. So basically, I mean, you're just trading the setups. You know, you're looking for setups, right? You want to find a nice setup. You already got your support. You know, so for instance, we're looking at this steel, right? You can look at the charts first. You want to take a look at, you know, your setup. You got clear support, and once you got your, you know, you identify that, and you want to see support, and you want to also be able to identify what resistance is ahead as well. So we can see clearly that this 200 EMA, that's a major line of resistance, and then we got our floor. Okay, and the floor we already see it's already, you know, holding up. Okay, and then, you know, you can take a look down here at the other indicators that we have along with that information to support it, like the squeeze. We see that it's in a squeeze now, 3-day squeeze, and it's not oversold or overbought, so it's got some room to move, you know. And so what you wait for is the trigger, you know. Like I say, like this little blue arrow there, like that, the crossover there, that could be a trigger. You know, if that's your trigger, then you say, okay, I want to enter. Right now, it's still too early for me to enter to it right now. But basically, what I want to see is a trigger. Let me know to get in. And so, if I have a bullish, you know, a bullish outlook here, a bullish bias, then I'm gonna take a bullish trade on it. And I already kind of understand. I think that's going to go from 20 to 27, basically. You know, just looking at the points there. You know, that's just from using the technicals, right?
Right.
And so then once you're ready to make a trade, you want to go see and take a look. You know, all right, I got what I want.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
I would also look at the fundamentals. Find out exactly why it went down so much. I would look at the fundamentals as well to find out exactly why it went down so much. Make sure there's no real systemic problem with the company itself.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fundamental analysis, but I just use the technicals for this. I use the fundamentals for like long-term investment stuff, but fundamentals, if you can understand it, then it wouldn't be bad. Another cool thing you could do, man, is you can take a look at the news here too. All you have to do is just click the news right there, live news, and you can kind of like see what they're reporting on it, which can kind of back what David was saying, like what's causing it to go down. And you can see like these different events down here, you know. So, and then you could probably find some
why
type of
did it go
correlation.
down? 15. I see 15 down days in a row there.
Right, right. So if you want to, you know, try to figure out what's going on with that, then you can click that and get some information on that. Right. And then, you know, again, you know, you take a look at your trades that you're trying to make. And you go over there and, you know, you take a look at the volatility and stuff, you know. You see the market makers already got $1.78 built into it, right? So, I mean, they're only expecting to pretty much move like $2, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's in the next 14 days. So, you know, if you make a play on something like this, you may want to go further out. And you see the premium is not that much either, right? That's if you're thinking about doing a spread there. So you may want to go out to July. And so you can grab some more premium. And then the market makers got, you know, a little more movement in there too. And, you know, $3, you know, $23 is what they're expecting to go up or down. That's the kind of stuff you would pretty much want to look at. And then the volatility part, I mean, that's pretty much based off of like the strategy that you want to use, you know, if you want to be a buyer or a seller. So it's just all about being on the right side of the volatility. You know, say you don't get hurt, you know, especially if you're doing, you know, directional, you know, calls. You know, if you just buying a call, you know, like you don't want to be buying a call in the wrong volatility environment. So, because if you notice, when you buy a call and the position start to move against you, you see how fast you start to lose money on those calls. Like you lose a lot of money real quick on those calls. Versus if you was in the spread, you know, yeah, you're gonna put spread. You'd be like, okay, well, you're not. I mean, you're losing, but you're not losing as much because again, you know, you can still make money if it goes sideways or down. So you got two ways. You know, you're just buying a call or you know, or buying a put. Stuff got to move in your direction pretty quick. So, oh yeah, yep. So yeah. And just like David saying, you know, buying in the money calls. Yeah, I always just go around 70 delta, man. If you're gonna do them, but if you notice, like, let's see, this one here isn't bad. Let's see, do I got deltas up? Yeah. So if you look like, let's say like 75 delta, you pretty much want to be around like the 70 deltas if you're gonna buy the call. So if you buy the call there, you know, you're gonna be pretty much spending about $1.70 on it, $170 for a call there, but it's fine. That's you know, that's gonna be a debit, so you may consider doing that over the spread, you know, because you're probably not gonna get much premium out of this spread here. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you know you get in at the right time and those type of things, because again, the time decay is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt you on the side here, and hurts pretty quick. So that's why I always say buy in the money calls that you're gonna buy. So you can see like some people, a lot of rookies, they make the mistake like, man, I'm gonna buy a call, and they go down here and buy, you know, super cheap call, man, but stuff ain't got no it ain't got no money, it's got no premium. So you're really gonna get hurt there. But thanks, David. Yeah, David put down there. He said a lotto tickets. Well, I mean, I think that I don't even know if they're looking for lotto tickets. I just think that it's like just poor training. You know what I mean? Like, just somebody tell you to buy a call or buy a put, and that's it. And then especially you got a small account, you're just looking at, man, I'm not trying to spend $170 or whatever when I can spend $20. You know what I'm saying? So you know you don't have that proper training. That's it's looking at, but it's so much that's going to hurt you for going away out here. So, but yeah, thanks, David. Oh, we got Marcy here. Marcy say, Bobby, what's up, Marcy? Uh-oh. Baba. Let's look at Alibaba. All right. Actually, I like this chart here, Marcy. Um, I like the chart on Alibaba. I don't like my MACD. I don't like that on it. Hopefully that can turn around. And it's right here at the cusp right here of being extended. But I do like the chart. The chart is overall bullish on the daily. All right. What we see is actually just real choppy right now, though. And really, like for charts like this, though, when they're like moving sideways like this, like there are sideways strategies. I mean, I haven't taught you guys these strategies, and they're pretty much combinations of the spreads. That's why I taught you the spreads first, because the only thing you got to do is just mix the spreads to create the other complex strategies. But like butterflies, iron condors, you see, I mean, this thing is clearly just sideways. Yeah, this is what I call a chop show. It's just choppy. It's not really doing nothing. So, we already see the support that it's at. We see the resistance up ahead, but then we see that it's still, still standing still. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, everything is pretty much extended. So that's what makes it a little hard. That's why I've been like going flat over these past few weeks. Like every Friday, I'm just like, I'm trying to get out, man. I'm not trying to carry nothing over the weekend. In a day, I don't really see anything that I want to carry over the weekend either. Not so far. I don't see anything yet. But normally we get a better feel for around the close session of the day. So around like 2 o'clock, if y'all notice, man, I'll be posting crazy in the morning. So in the morning times, you get lots of action, right? So I try not to trade at like 9:30 in the opening. Unless you're gonna unless you plan on doing some kind of day trade, which that'll work out great. But sometimes like the 9:30 to 10 o'clock time frame is, or at least 9:30 to 9:45 is just pure emotion. So I always try to wait it out. I'm gonna wait till the markets to start to form itself up. You've seen this morning the markets were, they were shit. So I mean, look at it now. So if I would have made any kind of directions based off of that, I would be in trouble right now. So I always try to let the market get its feel. You know what I'm saying? So try not to trade from like 9:30 Bell open into at least 9:45. And lately I try to wait till like 10 o'clock, to be honest, so that I can get a better feel for what's going on. And even if you look back at the stuff, I mean, you can take a look at the time and see what was going on. And this stuff happens like every day, pretty much, though. Every day you just look at it. So, but what it'll allow you to do is to get a better entry into your targets, right? So you can get better entries and things like that, so you can have an edge with your trades. But so pretty much like 10 o'clock, 11:30. Those are the times that if I'm going to make a play, I'm going to make a play in between those times. These times you just get a chop show because it's like lunchtime right now, so it's not real movement right now. So now I try to come back in around the close session. Come back in for like the close session, like 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and everybody comes back in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, David, are you trading the sector itself? You trading the energy index? See, I got to redo this Fibonacci here. Yeah, I can't even mess with that. Mm.
This would be more of a
Yeah,
buy and
well, we can
hold.
probably do
I'm
it.
sure the fibs will tell you to, not buy it right now. And I'm not saying buy it right now, but
I think I just lost them there.
yeah, XLE always comes back up.
XLE
So
always
this would be
comes
a buy
back
and
up.
hold.
So this will be a buy and hold. All right, let's see. Well, I mean, if you're going to try to buy and hold, you want to go to a more broader time frame on it, like a weekly or so. And so even right now, it's still nothing that I would want to buy and hold, to be honest. It's having issues with this 200. It can't clear it. Once it fell under, come up and it's going down. It's still going down now. So, like, if you're going to do buy and hold, I would recommend going with bigger time frames. So you can look on like a weekly chart or a monthly chart if you're going to be doing any buying and holding. That's what I would recommend.
That's what I would. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah, right. Financials still, and I'm still kind of eerie about this financial situation too. So that's another reason why I'm being a little conservative right now. And I may be early, but expect the market. So I'm just, this pattern here, David. I'm sure you already know what this is. What we're looking at. It's the head and shoulders pattern, and that's a bearish pattern. So yeah. So basically, like, that's the head right here. Just so you can see, Mark, that's the head, and then we got the shoulders. And we're here on the shoulder here. So if the pattern, breaks through, then we'll be seeing that downside,
Again, if I
and
was going to buy this,
that would definitely.
buy and hold it.
Buy this, I would just buy and hold it. But I wouldn't be buying anything touching it right now. They'll just pattern and figure out what it's going to do. Because
That's based on
patterns, we know about
fundamentals.
patterns. They give us fundamentals. Right. Yeah. Just been looking at the technicals. I can't ignore patterns. It's just a square, circle, square, circle, square, circle, square. Right. That's the pattern. And so that's kind of the thought process of how these patterns work. When you see them, just be cautious of them. Sometimes they hold up, sometimes they don't. But it's not just like, it's across the whole financial sector. So you can see the pattern that's there. I think I've gone over this with you guys. You can see the same pattern. Like, that's just not by coincidence. Bank of America, they got the same pattern, right? JP Morgan, same exact pattern. Goldman Sachs. So the pattern is just consistent throughout those. So we'll see how it plays out. But that stuff has me on edge. That's why I'm trying not to carry no positions over the weekends as of right now. The market's been extended, due for a pullback. The only thing it takes for these financials to break, and then we're going straight down. When I mean down, that's that's down to the next level of support. So that's a huge down, and that's why that's significant. That's why we're talking about the risk reward. The reward up is, it's not that appealing when I think about the risk to down. The risk to down is just so much bigger. So, yeah, so Amazon's carrying the show. Google's starting to move a little bit. Let's see what's going on. All right. So, yeah, Google, like, it may hit its target today. Microsoft. There we go. Microsoft tagged that line. Yeah, Microsoft green all over. Yeah, it's just a little difficult to navigate through this stuff right now, man. He said Restoration Hardware got wrecked today. Jeez. Oh man. Woo. Yeah, they got smacked. Wow. Jeez. Wowzers. And this is another thing I talk about, Mark. The risk to the downside, like when you can see like the support down here. That's what I'm talking about. The risk to the downside versus the reward up. And that risk is so huge. It definitely makes me not want to get involved. So I'll just be a little more conservative if I was to play anything like this. But people got marked today on this. Jeez. All right. Anybody else see anything out there, man? Y'all got any other plays out there? Any stocks that's on your radar? Marcy? Let's see. Oh, Shopify. Here we go. All right. Now I do like Shopify. It's headed to a squeeze. All right. Okay, let's see. Just find wide. The action at 14 points. Hmm. So that's the floor. Hmm. That's the downside. And then the upside is actually pretty much right there at our target here on the Fibonacci. Oh. Yeah, actually, I do like Shopify, and according to what the market makers got priced in, they do have this priced in, and then they also got this priced in. So we got our bounds here. It has cleared a 618, and then I got buy entries here on MACD's crossing over. We're already squeezed, so I don't know if it's going to push through. And only squeeze kind of make it slow down. So that's a tricky thing about the squeeze. That thing can still go off before the squeeze can trigger though. So I'm actually looking to get into this one. As we see that it cleared out the chop show. So the whole chop show was all of this mess here. It would have been an idea to get here off of that, bounce off the 8 EMA. Well, excuse me, I got the 9 here, so that's the 9. So what I'm gonna do is what I would do is go into 5-minute chart, the time of entry here. And when I time my entries on this, Mark, basically what I look at is the 9 EMA, the yellow line that you see here. like the yellow line. I like for it to bounce there before I come back in there. So see if it's gonna bounce. Right here isn't a bad start, but I want to get a better feel for how the close is going to be. So you guys make sure you keep your eyes on this one. I'm not going to enter into it right now because I want to see how the close session is going to be. So this is what I'm looking at and getting to today. So we'll see how it plays out. Other than that, I don't see anything else. KR, that's got earnings coming up, so that's yeah. I don't want to play this stock here. A little bit of premium there, but no, I'm just looking at shop. If I wasn't carrying anything over the weekend, I'm not carrying too many positions anyway. So, but yeah, you guys see this? David, you see the shot play? Mia, you don't see the shot? Let me see. I just got to pull back up. Mark, you still there? Okay, just so you guys know, this is conference mode, conference style, so you guys can talk. Like, if you got your mic hooked up or whatever, you can actually speak. But you guys see where I'm looking at, how I get my outlook on this particular stock. Okay, you had to take a call. Yeah, I just want you to see the thought process what goes into when I'm making my decisions on the stock. And if it makes sense to you, if it doesn't make sense, I can try to clear it up for you. We already know David know what to do. David is the man, yo. So, shout out to David. I mean, he's interviewed like some of the best traders in the world, like for real. So make sure y'all check out his videos, man. Check out his videos. Then we got about, because I always try to do them at, like an hour session. So we got like 8 minutes left. We got Ahmed Y in the building. What's good with you, bro? I mean, y'all supposed to be my eyes and ears to the streets, but what y'all see out there? Y'all don't see nothing else. I just pulled this shop off, so I want y'all to eat off the shop. What you think about Apple, Mia? I think we just took a look at Apple earlier. Like when I see this chart, like just looking at it here, I really don't like this Apple chart, to be honest. Not to the upside. This Apple chart is actually making me look to go bearish for some odd reason. But for one, let me see here. For one, it's just been in the chop show, right? So you can see it's just been choppy, like straight sideways, and it's running right along the 618, which just confirms that the 618 is a major support line, excuse me, a major resistance line, and Apple is having troubles clearing this line here. There is no squeeze or any type of catalyst that's going to make it clear from a technical standpoint of view. And then to also go along with the Fibonacci analysis, you see the 8 EMA, the yellow line, and then you see the 20 EMA is this like light pink dotted line. Well, look how this line is starting to cross over. Now, once that line crossed over, then we're looking for some downside, some downward movement once it crosses over. It hasn't crossed over yet, but it's definitely That's an aggressive move up. So, and yeah, I mean, possibly could go up, but I just don't see anything that is going to push it through. So right now it's just a chop show. So, if you're going to do something like a butterfly, that would be probably more ideal to do, to go on to this one here. But yeah, I don't have a bullish outlook on it. Not right now. And then you also see a little red arrow there, that down arrow. That's also another indicator for me. Like I would probably, do a call credit spread on it to the downside. Okay. Is that what you were thinking on it, Mia? I know you're thinking about the event, but what's your technical analysis on it? Is that what you had in mind? Oh, David, what did you think about the Apple chart?
Let me see. Let me take a look. Looks like side to me. It just recently had a big run up. And now it's consolidating.
Right.
What can you do with that, really?
Exactly. That's what I was looking at on it. Butterfly, something like that. You can go sideways on it, but with all the resistance up ahead, I don't see any catalyst that's going to push it through it. So, all right. David, you was looking at Win?
You know me, I like
We
to buy
just
things
got
when they're
out of
cheap.
Win, actually.
Good companies. Yeah.
Yeah, I just cashed out on Win. Just cashed out on Win Wave here because of the squeeze. That shit was like perfect. Like the squeeze, we had a buy trigger here. And what we got in here once it cleared that 618, and then bingo, perfectly. Like, so I'm just in the we already took profits off of it. I'm not looking into getting back into it.
Levels perfectly.
Man, that Fibonacci's scary, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, some people don't even believe in the Fibonacci. I'm like, it's not by coincidence that it works so accurately, though. So, but yeah, as you see that it stalls out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so. Anybody else got anything else on the radar? Mark, you got anything? Marcy, Mia? I gave you my analogy on Apple. Something else? Yeah, I mean, if you're not able to find anything in the markets like today, like I wouldn't even fret. It's Friday, And so the weekend's gonna be a little crazy. So, going cash is, it's not a bad idea. We should have some capital freed up for the work week for next week. But I am looking at Shop, and so I'll be revisiting Shop this afternoon because I want to see how it's really going to behave for the PM session. And it's still running up too. Yeah, I want to catch it on a nice pullback. That would have been perfect there. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that around the close. I got 2 minutes, man. Anybody else got any questions? It was okay, man. I just try to get you guys like to warm up to it and then try to see how it works. So many things still building and trying to figure out what's going to work. What's helping people to get better. That's what this is all about, man. Helping everybody get better, having a community, having eyes and ears to the streets. If I'm not able to catch something, you guys will be able to catch something. David, Mark, Marcy, whoever. and then bring it to the attention with solid evidence, being able to present, you know, your analysis on it. And then, you know, we can take some plays instead of trading off the gut, you know. That's what it's all about, man. Yeah, you guys leave feedback and stuff in the group, man. I got some events to do with my daughter today. She got to dance, so I got to take care of that situation with family and stuff. So I'm gonna be taking a break here until for like at least the next 2 hours, and then we'll revisit the shop and see what other plays might come up. All right. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the session. I'll let you guys in the chat. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Wall Street Jackboyz, make sure they join. So we continue to take this thing to the next level. Peace.